Now, only 3 more sleeps until the All Blacks face England at the Rugby World Cup. Win and you're into the final, lose and you're forced to stick around for that match that nobody wants to play, the 3rd and 4th place playoff. In the lead up to the match, England coach Eddie Jones, he has let his mouth run wild, looking to unsettle the All Blacks camp. To look at that and the match itself, it's the return of Jeff Wilson, former All Black.
Returning?
Well, yeah, returning former All Black, Jeff Wilson.
Okay.
You've been on the show once before, haven't you?
I have been, just that once before. You mentioned a 3rd and 4th playoff.
Yeah, let's forget about it.
I played one of those.
Oh, put it to the back of your mind.
Oh, my Lord.
We'll focus on the semi-final, shall we?
Okay, let's focus on that.
Let's do that. But, well, first of all, let's talk about the verbal barrage from Eddie Jones in the lead up to it. What have you made of this interesting spray?
Who's this for? Is it for Eddie? Is it for his team? Is it for the All Blacks? Is it for entertainment? I think it's for entertainment. Eddie knows that Steve Hanson's not looking at this. They're playing some mind games, but I think it's for each other. It's not for the teams. It's fun to watch, though, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And it's fun for us to be a part of. But the reality is the players are going to be immune to this. They've started talking about pressure going into a test match. Look, if anyone knows about pressure, it's the All Blacks. They know how to deal with it. And if you look at this group of players, the number who have been through this, have been there, done it before, you'd have to think they're going into it with a significant advantage.
So you're putting your reputation on the line. Categorically, this will not affect the All Blacks come Saturday night.
Well, look, they don't read the papers, they don't look at the media, the fact that they focus on their job at hand, their task at hand. And, you know, these are external forces that are trying to manipulate a situation which, to them, is... It's a game that they're going to play. And for me, if you're inside the squad, they're well and truly focused on their performance. That's what they'll be preparing for. That's what they've built for in the last 4 years. So yeah. I don't think this is going to have anything to do with this game on the weekend. All right.
Well, Eddie Jones says that every team has a weakness and the ABs are no different in that respect. So what is the All Blacks' weakness?
Oh, I didn't say that. He said that.
No, I said Eddie said that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think they have a weakness.
Oh, you don't think they've got one at all?
I don't think. Have they got a weakness? The fact
Nothing.
That they can't play... Well, the reality is they have to go and play as well as they did last weekend, if not better, to get through this. And they're capable of doing that. But everybody has an off day. That's the challenge. The fact is they have to keep their performance at that highest level, week after week after week, Kate. That's the challenge at the highest level, winning 3 massive games in a row. And I look at this and I go, look, the All Blacks are on top of their game, but actually so are England. England are playing some great footy. They're well and truly capable of winning this game. If I said to you that both teams came and played their very best games, I still think the All Blacks will come out on top. That's the challenge now, is to go out and play your very best.
Where do the strengths of the English side, where do they lie? And where do they excel at more so than the All Blacks, if they do it all?
Oh, I love the fact they've evolved. That what they've done in the last 4 years under Eddie Jones is they've taken all of the strengths they do have. They've had guys who have played the All Blacks through the Lions series a couple of years ago, so there's a belief there. So he's put that all together, and then all of a sudden he's got everyone fit and healthy. He's timed his run. Yeah. He had his big winning streak, which got them some confidence. They won 18 test matches in a row. They didn't win the Six Nations this year, but this year it wasn't about the Rugby Championship, it wasn't about the Six Nations, it's about the Rugby World Cup. He's got his timing right, and they're starting to peak at the right time. That's my biggest, I think, where they've come on, is they've got this belief, they've got this cohesiveness, and now they're seeing what they're capable of. And they'll go into this game, there's still pressure on them, though, because they know they're capable of winning.
I love a good old hypothetical. So we see that Kieran Reid doesn't train yesterday. Tight calf. Worst case scenario...
Tight calf. I love a tight calf.
Worst case scenario, how do you rejig the loose?
I hope I don't have to. I really hope I don't have to. But the reason they looked at Ardie Savea at number 8 was for this very reason. The fact that he is good enough to play in that position, I don't think there's any doubt there. Then Scott Barrett comes onto the blind side. It gives us plenty of size, plenty of muscle. It then means that on the bench you've got to have Shannon Frizzell and Patrick Tuipulotu would fill those roles. So I don't think there's this concern that if Kieran Reid is not there. Look, here's a guy who's won multiple World Cups. He knows what it takes under these pressure circumstances. He has led this team unbelievably. He's a world-class player. That's the hypothetical. I don't think we're going to see that this weekend. I'd be very, very surprised if Kieran Reid is not there.
Yeah, the reality is he's likely to play. So if we look at the match day 23, how much will they rejig it Matt Todder's side?
I don't think they will at all. I think this is where they've got to this point where they love the combinations of players they've got. It's just what they do on the bench, whether they want more size and impact. Scott Barrett will be there. Patrick Tuipulotu is one of the options, or you bring Shannon Frizzell. And what do you want later on in the game? How deep is Sam Cane going to go? They made that change early. They have got a lot of impact coming off the bench, England. So the way that they've been trying to play, do we need some more muscle or do we want some mobility? And is it about stopping them or is it about playing our game and going, you know what, we're going to play our game for the last 20 minutes and that's when we're going to win the test match. So do we have our bench suited to what we want to do? And I think that's the way we operate, right? Let's go out and win this thing. Let's go. They talk about walking towards it and the challenges in front of us. But in the end, they'll want to play the way the All Blacks can play. And if we do that, if we play as well as we can play, then more than likely we're going to win.
Very much looking forward to this. It's a blockbuster. It's a barn burner.